Welcome to the Cynthia Nyamai show. Now, the thing about pain is that sometimes we get stuck in our pain. It feels like it will never end. Our guest today will share about a painful experience in her life, but how it also brought a new beginning. That is coming up shortly. Thank you, Julie Kariuki, for joining us. I'm sure you know I'm your stalker.
I've stalked you longer than you've known me.
Thank you that you feel safe around your stalker. But I've been following you for a number of years, just going through the content that you produce. And one of the things that has really inspired me about you is how you openly talk about marriage. And I love the photos that you have. Tell me, how did you meet your husband? Your very hot husband.
So high school, Form 3, it was a Christian Union meeting at their school, and our school had been invited for the first time ever. So we just went there with a few group of girls, and a friend of ours connected. Hi, this is Julie, this is Peter. That was it. Nothing, no fireworks, nothing. And that December we met at a youth camp. And we just connected in such a deep level. We were talking about really deep things. We were spending time together. You know, when I say deep things, people think it's life things. It's actually chemistry. We were talking about chemistry and biology and how I was failing, and you know, he's an A student, so he directed me. And actually passed.
And then after high school?
Now, after high school, there was a, what is it called? Form 4 leavers, they have something they do for a year. School of ministry of sorts. So he joined before. I had no plans of joining. And then one of my friends joined, and she told me, even Peter is there. And I remember thinking, oh really? You know, but not because I was interested, but it just made me feel like, oh, he's there. So I joined, and now that's the year. Now everything was just cemented.
That's when the relationship.
That's when it began. But ours, it was more of, he found someone who he could completely open up about the struggles he was having. And no judgment. And he really liked my sense of humor at that time. He still likes it. So he just liked the way I was making things light and laughable. And I liked that he really helped me in even finding purpose, and just, he gave me some sense of direction, because you know, once you're done with high school, you don't know what to do in college, you're just a bit lost. So he really helped me in that transition.
How many years later after that did you get married?
7 years later.
Wow.
So we dated 7 years, and now we're 7 years in marriage. So
we've
been together
14 years. And when you guys were having the discussions and everything, what were you guys, what ideas and dreams did you have about marriage and how your marriage would look like?
Honestly, we thought it would be a bed of roses. Because we want, you know, Christians, there's a way we are made to we are taught that when you walk in the right path, things will be easy. There's something about that we are made to feel like if you do the things the right way, that will be easy. That's so not true.
And especially if you're a Christian, you're like, God, I've done 1, 2, 3, so the promises.
Where are they? Why are they taking so long? So for us, you know, because we had walked the straight path, the narrow path, we knew all these things, money will come, children will come, opportunities will come, travel will come. We were so sure. We were so sure, because he wanted to be a pilot. He's now a pastor. It's okay though. But you can see like all the dreams we had. You know, I wanted to travel. I did travel. I did study abroad, but there was just a life we had seen, and you know, just easy peasy, everything.
And now 7 years in marriage.
Where?
Is it anything close?
We took a ground. Not to say it's bad, but it's not been easy. It's not been easy.
We took a ground.
Very different. But some of the dreams are coming to pass, but it's not the way we wanted.
In a different way.
In a very different way. In a very tough path, you know, but they're coming to pass. We thought by year 1 we'd have done all this all these things, but now 7 years later you're still like, where is this one?
And now have probably also your plans and even the dreams that you have now also changed?
Yeah, we've changed.
Yes,
We've become more realistic now, and you know, we've talked about things, and then even passions and desires change. Sometimes when you go through a tough season, it changes even your whole purpose in life. You know, so that has changed as well. But there are some things which have remained constant, and that has been just us pursuing God, raising up children who fear God. Really respecting each other in our relationship, Pete and I. So some things have remained constant, but some things have had to change with the changes of life.
Yes, the reason why I stalk you is because I enjoy the content that you have on your social media pages. What inspired you to get into content creation?
You know, nothing. I didn't even think I would be a content creator. It wasn't even a thing. You know, I just started doing Instagram, you know, when I was in college, and then after getting married, I got a lot of followers because now that's when I started posting pictures of us together, us, you know, in Dubai, in Mombasa, just small things like that, and then all these people wanted to hear everything I want to say, and I'm like, what do I have to say, you know, and especially because we had dated 7 years, there were things we knew that people, you know, some people didn't know and they wanted to know, so that's when I started a YouTube channel, and then now Instagram, I became more deliberate, now throwing in advice here and there. But now I look back, I'm like, I was giving advice very maturely. It wasn't immature advice, but I had not gone through the process. Because some of the advice I was giving when I was in year 1, right now I can be like, just chill,
But that's growth.
It's growth, right? But now what I'd advise people is, to sianze ku hold marriage seminars in year 1 of marriage. Life can. Yes. So some of the things have changed. So I just started small like that. And then all of a sudden, some people are like, Julie, we want you to do this for us, we'll pay you. I'm like, for a post, bring in the money, you know. And slowly by slowly, it's become a source of income for us.
And what I noticed, January, actually, 25th this year, you had been silent for a while. And then you said, you know, I'm back. It's been 1 year of silence. We had missed you, my fans were.
Really? Did you notice?
Yes, I noticed you were gone, and I was wondering why. But I thought later on, I found out why. But also I was like, okay, maybe she needs a break. So you broke the news for people who didn't know, and you told them why you were silent. Why did you come out and talk about it? Because many people who follow you didn't know, but why did you feel the need to talk? Maybe you can tell us why you were silent for 1 year and why you broke the news.
So this person was very active, because now it's already, by that time, social media is bringing us money and opportunities, and I'm meeting people I never thought I'd meet. So I'd announced pregnancy of my second child, and it was a girl. I have a boy, firstborn, and then I have a little. I was pregnant with a girl.
I know the whole family. Anyway, the viewers who don't stalk you.
So I was pregnant with the baby girl, and it was also a pregnancy that we had gone through a lot of miscarriages to achieve. So we finally have this baby, and let me tell you, that was the baby that had been prophesied by the biggest prophets. And I'm not even ashamed to say that, because these big names that had spoken over that child, that pregnancy, that whole pregnancy, there were people who were praying for us throughout. And just a week before my due date was 14th February, which was Valentine's Day. I had noticed some reduction in movement, and I was like, what's going on? What's this? And then, you know, we go to hospital, and one thing led to another, and the doctor said, you know what, let's just deliver. And by that time, we've done an ECG test. They put a band around your stomach, and they're monitoring the heartbeat, and they were like, perfect heartbeat, everything seems fine. But because you're here, let's just deliver, because it was just a week away. And I'd packed my bags, I was good. So when I was being wheeled into the theater is when I knew, I can't explain, but I always tell people, I just knew the life had stopped. You know, there was just a heaviness I felt physically. My stomach felt extremely heavy, and something just left my spirit. I felt something so weird. I can't even explain to this day. And I started singing loud, like a crazy person. I was singing so loudly in the theater. The good thing with the doctor, he had found a pediatrician now, the one who's to receive the baby, who I'd never met. It wasn't even the doctor he normally is, because it was an emergency. So she was also, you know, rubbing my hair and singing with me. to this day, I think it was an angel, because I've never known, I've never found her, I've never traced her. And, you know, she was just rubbing my hair and telling me, Mama, it's going to be fine. And, you know, they removed the baby and then they sedated me. But the baby didn't cry. And I just knew. And I could see everything from the theater light. There was a reflection, so I could see my tummy. And I could see when the baby they removed the baby, I was like, oh, something's very wrong. And that was it. And, you know, lifeless baby and the baby who had been prayed for, prophesied, shopped for, we had a big baby shower. All these things we had hoped and imagined and beautiful, perfect babies. And you know, babies are cute, right? So this was a baby girl, you know, we had all prayed for, and there was nothing, there was no life. And that sent me to silence for a whole year.
And at that time when you could feel the life has gone, what was going through your mind? Because you're thinking, this is the child I prayed for, this is the child I prophesied over, this is the child or who was prophesied over. So what was going through your mind, and what were you telling God? Were you making deals with him? Or?
I was threatening God. So by that time we had gotten to a point, because from the previous night I'd felt something was wrong. So by the time we were getting there, now I was like threatening Zeleza, if you do this to me, you will see, you know. I was like, don't embarrass yourself. I was saying such things now. I was like, God, where do you get the glory in this? Where do you get the glory in this? These people associate me with encouragement, with speaking over their lives, over their discouragement. Suddenly now I'm that person who's this horrible thing has happened to. So I went through a very long period of being extremely angry at God. Extremely angry at God. I'm still healing in that journey. Because there are things I have not been able to do, like my Bible is where I write all the promises. I've not touched that Bible. Because sometimes I touch it, I just get angry again. However, I read my husband's Bible, but my personal Bible I've not touched it, because I just feel it has so many promises that were for that baby. And God had different plans.
And from, I'm wondering, you know, from the prophecies, what were they saying about your daughter? And do you feel like maybe the few months that you had with her, those prophecies were fulfilled and her purpose were fulfilled?
Absolutely. You know, now when I look back with a sober mind, with the anger away, with everything away, she did what she was supposed to do. Because the one we had received, my husband and I, was she'd introduce us to a new beginning. So Zora, which was her name, means new beginning, a dawn. And her other name, her middle name was Genesis, beginning. So we knew this child represented a beginning, but you know, we didn't know the beginning would begin like that. So another prophecy we had received was she would come in with a lot of pain. So for me, I thought it would be the pain for CS, you know, and I was ready with my medication, and I'd already told my doctor, this one sedate me, you know, like all the medication you can get. So that was my thinking. But now the pain was now the loss, and you know, just introducing us to a new level. That what else? All the prophecies were, everyone who would pray for us would be like, you'll carry to full term. You'll carry to full time. But nobody spoke over a 2-year-old Zora, a 1-year-old Zora. No, everyone would be like, this baby you'll carry to full time. You'll give birth to a baby who's, you know, a full time baby. And I did give birth to a full time baby on that. So all of them came to pass, but it was not the way we thought.
I'll come back after the break and talk about the new beginning. And also your healing journey that you're still going through. That is coming shortly after the break. Welcome back. Now, Julie was telling us about why she was silent for 1 year, and sadly she lost her daughter. And a lot of people had prophesied and spoke about her daughter and the new beginning. So now we want to find out about that new beginning. How is this new beginning experience? Was it, of course, it's not how you imagined it to be, but just take us through it.
So the new beginning for us it was almost day and night. It was like the Julie I was together with my husband. We are not the same people completely. Like even the way we think, we had to change a lot of our thinking. So one of the first things we did was therapy.
Yeah.
We still do therapy.
Yes.
We've done a lot of praying and seeking God, and we found a lot of direction and healing in that.
Yeah.
And the new beginning also for us was I conceived immediately.
Yes.
Like literally immediately.
Yes.
So I gave birth to a beautiful baby boy on the 1st of January this year, so, which is also the new year. Like a lot of things have changed. We changed houses where I used to live in the neighborhood completely in a new neighborhood. The confidence. I didn't know through my greatest sorrow that it would build my confidence this much.
Yes.
I don't even understand myself sometimes.
Yes.
I'm not scared anymore.
Yeah.
I think I keep telling my husband it's because I've seen the worst. I've faced the worst.
Yeah.
I've been told the worst. You know, when the doctor tells you, sorry, your daughter didn't make it.
Yes.
Like the one you prayed, like
yeah.
me pray for people's kids, and you know my husband being a pastor, he prays for people's kids and they're fine. Like ours didn't make it.
Yes.
So being told the worst of the worst news, I feel like nothing else you can tell me can shake me.
Yes.
So that has brought out this new Julie who's confident, who's talking to brands, who's emailing people she never thought she'd email, who's meeting people she never thought she'd meet, who's walking taller, who knows herself, who's not sorry for who she is, who loves herself more. I've struggled with low self-esteem since I was a little girl.
Yes.
So even now looking back, I can't even compare that Julie and this one.
Yes.
Yeah, this one doesn't.
There's a new Julie.
It's a new Julie.
Yeah.
You know, when I see other social media people, influencers who are doing so well, I don't even feel intimidated because I know our paths are so different.
That is true.
And for me, it's always been impact.
Yes.
And you should see my DM. One day, if God allows, I'd want to share or to meet with all these women that have had to walk the journey with them. You know, some from the time they were single, some who are married, some who've struggled to get children, now they've gotten children, some who've gone through unfortunately lost like myself. I think I would really want to meet some of these people because some of them I feel like we are a family and I've never even met them. Like I've even sent them gifts for their babies and I don't know them. So it's opened up to this new person who I feel this is now the Julie that needed to come out. And unfortunately it took that much pain. But if that's the purpose my Zora was sent for, I'm here for it. Like that pain had to have purpose. And for me this is it. And every time I feel no, life is so hard, I just remember there's somebody in heaven who wants mom to be the best they can be. And nothing pushes me like that. I have to be my best because I feel it's for her honor, and also for my sons who now, you know, they have to see mom flourishing. Like I have no option.
And you mentioned going through therapy, and a lot of times people in the church sometimes would feel like this is an issue to pray, fast, and so on. But how did therapy help in addition to what even God is doing?
Okay, the best thing about my therapist is she's also a believer. But that aside, sometimes there's a science to things. I know we are saved, I know we are going to heaven, but there's a science sometimes to things. And sometimes some things need even medication. Thank God we never got there. And some things need to be unraveled? Just open up. And, you know, just going back to past traumas, things that were in your mind that you never dealt with. So that's what therapy does.
So maybe even this new confidence is from dealing with things in the past.
Things that happened to me when I was in class 4, class 5, you know, when, you know, some schools I went to that were extremely tough. You know, the teachers there were really tough and they did something to Julie, you know, to my light and comments that were made me growing up, some rejections I faced when I was growing up. Just going back to all those things and peeling them one by one and being told those things don't define you anymore. Being told that there's truth talk and there's trauma talk. Trauma talk I'll always be the laughing stock because that's what I felt, because I was a laughing stock growing up. Because people made fun of me because I wore glasses. Which is so silly, you know? But now looking back, I'm like, no, those kids had their own issues, and the truth talk is I'm beautifully and wonderfully made.
That's true.
I'm smart, I'm intelligent, I'm good to be around. So I speak a lot of truth to myself. And truth is really the word of God and what He says about us.
So before we took a break, you talked about having a conversation with God, and you were even threatening him as you're going through that difficult time. How have you now reconciled with God?
It took everything in us just to find ourselves in all that. So the good thing is our foundation has always been solid.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So it's very important to have a very solid foundation.
That's true.
It holds you when everything comes down.
Yeah.
So because I couldn't read my Bible, I couldn't pray, everything that I'd been taught since I was a child, because I've been brought up in the faith, it helped me, because all the scriptures would come to my mind when I couldn't read the Bible. And sometimes when I couldn't pray, I would just pick a scripture and, you know, that was it. We call it a night. Yeah, but I also started writing a lot. My prayers or my desires, my frustrations, my cries, I would put them in writing. I would look at David in the Bible. He wrote a lot about everything he was going through, like, God, have you forsaken me? And I took that. I think one day I can produce that book and just talk to people about. It was anger. You know, I told God a lot of things, and thank God he's a good God. So he reassured me that he loves me, he has good plans for me. I'm not done yet, because I felt done and I give up. And I remember even telling my doctor, you'll never see me here again. Find a surrogate if it's ever the will of God to have more kids, or just forget about me. We were ready actually to move to a different country. But Corona happened. Sometimes I even feel like the whole pandemic was, to us now as a family, it was for us to just be still, because we were ready to everything. You know, I had told my husband, no more church. No more pastoral things. Let's just move to another country, start over again. We look for a career, maybe I can be a waitress somewhere. Let's just start a new life. And we had started the process. Then the pandemic happened and everything was closed. So we stayed here.
And do you find that sometimes you go back again and tell God, why did it in your healing journey? Why did that have to happen? Could you have taught me what I needed to learn in a different way?
Yes, I do go through that, but I think again it's more of, I know my daughter lived her purpose. So I don't keep saying, why did you allow that to happen? But I just wish it didn't happen to us. You know? Of course I have triggers, her birth date, which is also her death date, which is so strange. I have triggers like when I'm celebrating maybe my birthday, I always wish she was there. When I go to a baby's shop and I see clothes, and I like girl stuff, and I'm like, I actually had a baby girl, but, you know, so those are triggers, and sometimes I'm like, I wish it didn't happen to us, but it did, and we have to make the best out of that, because if we choose to dwell in the sadness, in the darkness of it, we'll be doing a disservice to our daughter, her memory, and even my sons who look up to me. And I had to heal for myself and also for my children and my husband as well. Like, they need a good version, an amazing version of a mom. Because I had taken the route of a depressed, sad, miserable person, and it didn't work for me. And I was like, this won't do anyone any justice. So just pick up yourself, crawl if you must, move on your tummy, like if you must, but move. Don't stay there. Just always go forward, even in that pain, in the confusion. Just keep moving forward. And with that, I found healing, I found purpose, I found confidence, and I thank God.
And are there moments, because in your content, you talk about God and your love for God a lot. But there are moments where you were thinking, after all this has happened, how do I go back and tell people that, you know, God is real and I actually have a relationship with Him? Because some people would be like, okay, so why did God let this happen? Are there moments where it felt that way during that time?
Yeah, it did, and it does still. It does still, especially when I'm triggered, and maybe someone makes a comment somewhere or something I read, or, you know, I'm triggered sometimes, but by and large, I honestly know God is good with everything in me. And someone who's gone through a calamity to say that, they mean it. Because God has really been good to me. And, you know, we experience sometimes favors we can't even explain. And the thing with trauma, it will make you focus on that trauma and forget everything else that's good. And I was like, that would be such a lie, because, you know, we have a good life. You know, we are happy, you know, we are enjoying our marriage, we're enjoying our children, we have food every day, we have a roof over our heads, we are able to move from point A to point Z. So we are good. But if I just focus on my daughter's loss, I will be so miserable. Yeah, it was one event. Of course, it was a big thing.
Yes.
But there's so many other things. And for me, this is my plan. Because I didn't know when I would come back to social media. When I lost my daughter, when I was discharged from hospital, the first thing I did when I got home is deactivate everything.
Yes.
So I'd given myself 3 months. First a week, then 3 months, then 6 months. Then I was like, forget it.
Yeah.
When it happens, it happens. And by that time, I'd found out I was pregnant, so I didn't want even to announce it. I didn't want nobody to know.
Yeah.
Even family members did.
Yes.
Thank God for the pandemic again, you know. Nobody knew.
Yeah.
So I said I'll be quiet about it. But now when the time came, I felt it would be, because even my therapist was encouraging me to go back to what brought me joy.
Yes.
But I was really struggling, you know, and I was like, when the time is right, I will know it's right.
Yeah.
And that day, I don't know, we woke up in the morning and I told my husband I'm going back to social media.
Wow.
I could not remember my passwords.
Yes.
Because I changed everything because of my frustration. I remember we had I kept having emails with Instagram because I was like, I've lost my password. And, you know, they were sending me all these things and found it, posted, you know, and just like that, I just felt, Julie, everything you say from this point on, glory has to be to God.
Yes.
It's not about you. And you know that. If you do everything, if you put, like, it's me who did this, you'd be lying to everyone.
Yes.
Because everything we've experienced so far, it's been God.
And for your pregnancy, are there moments where you felt like, I don't want to go through the experience I had before? Was there a lot of fear with your pregnancy?
It was the worst. Fear. It was, oh my God, I can't even explain. It was the most difficult journey. Thank God it was it was my easiest pregnancy.
Yes.
There was a lot of restoration as far as that's concerned. It was also my easiest delivery. It was easy, but the mind, I kept thinking, oh, we'll carry this and then last minute. Oh, you know. So I was in the emergency room a lot of times. And every time I was taken back home, I was like, there's nothing wrong.
You're fine.
Your baby's fine. You're fine. Go home and sleep. Next day, I think something is wrong. We had a lot of those. The baby's not moving, the baby. And this is the pandemic time. So the doctor will be like, even endangering yourself.
Coming
being to the just go home. So we had a lot of those. My mind was playing tricks on me. I got a lot of panic attacks. Therapy, Jesus, and a good doctor. Helped me a lot.
And do you think that this pain that you've gone through has made you and your husband being a pastor and a leader, and even you as a leader, a better leader, and for him a better pastor, and even for you a better content creator with a different message?
For me, it's given me a different perspective to life. I'm very empathetic. I am moved by people's problems. And sometimes I think it takes a toll on me. Like today, I was just following the story of the brothers who were killed in Embu. And I feel like it's me who's going through it. And so it's brought in a lot of people who need help and healing, and I'm able to work with them because somehow I feel their pain. So for me, it's really helped in that regard. Even for my husband, now he's moved by people's pain, and that for a pastor is such a big, it's a big deal. But even just as leaders, you know, we just want to reach out to people. We want to be the people who will stick when everyone goes, because we lost a lot of friends, unfortunately. People we had walked with, held their hands in their hard times. They were nowhere to be seen when we were going through our tough times. Even some of them, I had remarks they had made about us, and it broke my heart. We lost like 80% of our friends, but God has brought new ones. So it's made us better people. We've become better parents. You can imagine when you lose a child, the ones you have, you hold them so tight. So it's made us better parents. It's made us a better couple. We are very understanding of each other more than we were before. We've allowed each other to be like, if this makes you happy and it's not sin, like, do it, you know. So we've let each other be. I've let my husband just grow in his thing. He's let me grow in my thing. So it has made us better people.
And when you share on social media, do you see a lot of people, you know, sending DMs? I'm also struggling with this. And are you thinking of a way maybe to have a bigger platform to help women and even men going through the same?
But so far it's been small scale. So right now we just meet over coffee. We'll meet in someone's home, just couple to couple or an individual. But we've not had like a big meeting. The idea still scares me. but I feel I have a lot to share.
Yeah.
I feel like I'll have a lot of direction for people. And yeah, that's in the future.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of the things I hated being told when I was going through my grief was, there's a ministry coming out of, that was the worst thing you could tell me. Yeah, but now I'm like, by the way,
you're seeing the ministry.
Yeah.
Because even this coming to share a story, your story, and being this bold and open, is still ministry.
It is.
A story like this is definitely going to help many others heal.
That's my prayer. That it's not the end of life. It's not the end of the road for you. God is not done. Actually, something beautiful can come out of that. It's so impossible to understand that when you're going through it. But now that I'm here, oh gosh, it's day and night again.
Yes. To my last question, do you think there is purpose in pain?
Yes, but it's a choice.
Wow.
It's a choice. Wow. You have to choose. Wow. You have to choose life.
Yes.
You have to choose life. You can, not every pain will birth purpose. It's a choice you make. One of the people who I met immediately after losing my daughter, they took us out for a movie, and he lost his mom in the bomb blast.
Yes.
And you know, they grew up without their mom, and it's been such a tough journey. And he told me, Julie, imagine you have to choose, because you can choose to get stuck here, and they wanted to get stuck there. And one of the things, when I found out I was pregnant, I had the biggest cry because I could not imagine I was moving on. What do you mean I'm pregnant again? What do you mean I'll be happy now? Like, I couldn't see it, but I chose to live and chose to enjoy and chose to heal and chose to have purpose. It's a choice. You can choose to get stuck there. Because I know of moms who've lost babies like myself. And they've never dismantled the nursery. They've never given away anything. They've just stuck there. And they'd hold birthdays and they talk to their child like they exist. And it's very unfortunate. We'll honor them, but they're gone. And that's one thing my therapist told my husband to tell me every day, because I could still feel my baby in my tummy. And I'll tell people, the baby's still in my tummy. And they're like, that's how you start losing your mind. So he had to tell me every day, Julie, the baby is gone and she's not coming back. And that would kill me. But that's what I needed to hear so that I could move on.
Thank you so much for coming over to the show and sharing a painful story like that, but also a beautiful ending where there is now a new Julie who has decided to use her pain to help others heal. Thank you. I liked what Julie said, that yes, there is purpose in pain, but it is your choice. So you have to make a choice if you're going to make the best out of it, or if you're going to continue staying in pain. Remember, would like to hear from you. My pages are Cynthia Nyamai on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. See you next time. Thank you for watching the Cynthia Nyamai Show. Now, remember to like, share, and subscribe, and you can also leave a comment. We want to hear from you.